Hello everyone, as you see, the microorganisms are greeting you today. That gives you a hint of our today's new chapter which we are going to begin today, harmful and useful microorganisms. As you see, I have divided the section into two columns, that is harmful microorganisms and the beneficial or useful microorganisms, which means harmful microorganisms, the microorganisms which harm you, and the useful microorganisms which are beneficial for you. So you see, there are different types of microorganisms present. But what exactly are microorganisms? If you break the word microorganism, you understand the meaning of it. So micro means small or very tiny, and organisms means living things. So microorganisms are nothing but the creatures that are very minute and are very small, and you cannot be visible through a naked human eye. Okay. So here you have the image of a microorganisms, that is lactobacillus. Now to see a microorganism, you need a microscope, a tool used to see small living creatures that are not visible to the human eye. So what are we going to do? We are going to take over here a fresh drop of buttermilk, or you can also use yogurt on a glass slide, and we are going to put methylene blue over it. Now why methylene blue? Because initially microorganisms are colorless. So when you use methylene blue, which is like blue color, the outer coating of microorganism, they soak the blue color, and you can see the microorganism below the microscope. Also in microorganisms, there are different type of microorganisms, like you have virus, you have fungus, you have bacteria. So lactobacilli means something related to bacteria. So lactobacillus is a bacteria. It is a kind of bacteria. Single lactobacillus and plural means many bacteria is known as lactobacilli. Lactobacillus are anaerobic. Anaerobic means it does not require oxygen. They can produce their energy, means they can produce their own food without the use of oxygen. Anaerobic means does not use oxygen. So how does it produce its food, and why it is counted as useful bacteria? If you see, it has the quality of converting lactose, a type of sugar. Lac means milk and ose means a type of sugar. For example, you have glucose. Yes, glucose is sweet to taste. So this lactose is converted into lactic acid. So lactobacilli has the quality of converting lactose into lactic acid. And acid means pH is below 7, means pH decreases. This everything is happening in the milk, because milk lac, okay, so it's something is related to milk, and this entire process is called as fermentation. Fermentation results in coagulation of milk. Okay, now don't get panicked or confused with the word coagulation. I'm going to explain you it very well now. Look at this picture. This is a picture of a raw egg. Okay, so when you boil this egg or when you fry this egg, the entire structure of the egg changes. It becomes edible. Okay, initially it is like liquid and then it turns into something like solid. So egg is a type of protein. So when you fry it, means when heat is provided to proteins or something or the other factor, protein coagulates. In the same way, the coagulation of milk occurs, due to which you have these various products, and one amongst it is the Yakult. Okay, you must have seen this advertisements playing on television about Yakult, good bacteria. So Yakult contains lactobacilli, which is a good bacteria. What happens is, as we know, the pH decreases of the milk. In that situation, only lactobacillus can survive. Okay, and whatever harmful bacteria are there over there, lactobacilli kills it, because of which you get immunity. And now you get various products because of fermentation obtained because of lactobacilli. Okay, various products like yogurt, buttermilk, ghee, cheese, shrikhand, various products because of which they also give you immunity to your body when you consume these foods. Now look at this picture. So this is nothing but it is the root of a plant. Which plant I'm going to tell you. But just look at this picture very closely. You will see some nodules or some nodes like structure on the roots. Usually you don't see it on every plant, right? So these nodules or nodes are formed by a bacteria which is called as rhizobium. Rhizobium is useful bacteria. Why? And it is also considered as a friend of farmer. So we'll study that now. Rhizobiums dwells into the roots of plants like beans, peas, etc. I'm going to tell you now which plants. So what happens once it starts staying into the roots of plants? As we know, the function of the root is to provide food, which means minerals and water to the entire plant. So because of which when they stay in the roots of the plant, they get free food from the plants. And plants are allowing these microorganisms to stay. Why? Because even plant have some motive, right? So what happens? The nitrogen which is there in the atmosphere, the rhizobium converts it and gives it to the plant as a gift or something. So that is called as a proper deal sort of. And these happens only in leguminous plants. Leguminous plants means the plants that have nodes. And examples of these are beans, sweet pea, soya bean, moong, dal, groundnuts, okay, because they are very rich in proteins. And these are called as rhizobial inoculation, which means the seeds of such plants are already put with rhizobium bacteria, because it is a good procedure to avoid chemical fertilizers. As chemical fertilizers also harms the plants. So this is like a biological fertilizers, which means you're using a microorganisms to enrich your farming. Further away, moving to a third friend, good microorganisms, over here you have dry yeast. Yeast is available at home. You use it to make cakes, dosas or bread. So dry yeast is a type of fungus. So when you spot them under microscope, you will see colorless oval cells. Why colorless? Because as I mentioned earlier, microorganisms are colorless. Okay, so these are nothing but the cells of yeast. And these yeast reproduce by the process of budding. Okay, so you see one yeast is there, then a bud is produced. Initially it forms a bud and then you get a whole new yeast out of it. Okay, so they are unicellular. Unicellular means single. Uni means single. Okay, they are unicellular and they are different species of it. Okay, so next we have over here, it is a small process of making of alcohol in factories by the use of microorganisms, Saccharomyces. Okay, you don't need to learn the entire process, just see the first and the last part. First part is glucose. So what happens, this sugar, glucose is a type of sugar, as I said, it is obtained from molasses. Molasses means the waste of sugarcane. So when you go to drink sugarcane juice and everything, whatever waste is there, the molasses, it is used. And the microorganism Saccharomyces is used. By the process of fermentation, you get the alcohol. But what happens, the byproduct or the waste product over here is ethanol. So ethanol is whatever waste product is used. Ethanol, it is also used as a quality fuel because ethanol does not create lot of smoke on burning like petrol or diesel. Yeah, we use that in our vehicle, so it creates lot of smoke. So there is no pollution when you use ethanol. Okay, and not just molasses, maize, barley, anything could be used. So this is ethanol. So microorganisms can be also used for the breaking down of the oil spills. What happens, there is lot of pollution when oil spills happen, and when chemicals are used or sometimes the entire oil is put on fire, there is lot of pollution. So now microorganisms like Saccharomyces cerevisiae and many such are used for this. Here we come to know that many microorganisms are beneficial for us. We will end our today's topic over here. Next topic we will start with antibiotics. Okay, keep studying and referring your textbook. Thank you.